Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blogs Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world. And I'm here to talk to you about all 19 amusement parks in Orlando. That's right, Orlando has more than 19 parks. We will talk about the main ones. There's a lot of cool stuff. We'll show all of them with valuable tips for you to know each one and decide which you would like to visit on your trip. So stay tuned in the video, give us your like, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Well, there are 19 amusement parks in Orlando, and people get surprised when this number comes. They have doubts about which park to go to, especially when it's the first trip, right? You gotta make the best of your stay. Of those 19, there are the main ones. We even made a video of the 6 best parks in Orlando, which we considered the best ones, and you should check it out. There are 4 Disney parks and 2 Universal main ones. They're the most visited and sought by tourists, but there are many others that we will show very quickly here for you to know all of them and choose which you're going to visit on your trip. Well, first you need to understand how it works. There are 3 large complexes. They are companies that have several theme parks. In Orlando, one is Disney, which has 6 parks, 4 are themed, 2 aquatic, then Universal that has 2 theme parks and 1 aquatic, and there is SeaWorld, which has 4 parks, 1 aquatic and 3 theme parks. So we will talk mainly about them, but there are many others, though these 3 are the main ones. They are the most wanted, they have the most visited parks, the coolest ones, so it's probably around them that you're going to plan your trip. Starting by Disney, everyone's favorite. One can't talk about Orlando and not bring Disney up, so Disney has 6 theme parks, 4 main parks, and 2 aquatic parks. On top of our list of Disney parks is the Magic Kingdom, which is a must-see in Orlando, as it's the most famous park. It's the city symbol. There's where you'll find Cinderella's castle, where you'll see everybody taking pictures. It's the scenery for that photo that most people who visit Disney will have in their living rooms after the trip. So it's the main park of all. It's where you'll feel the magic of Disney. It's huge, so you just can't see the whole park and all the attractions in one day because it has grown a lot. They're always adding new stuff, so you'll need up to 2 days for the whole experience, but 1 day for the first trip is excellent. It's there they have the musical parades with all the Disney characters, all the princesses. There's the fireworks show at the end of the day. It's beautiful, everyone should see it, so stay until the end of the day. And it also has a lot of extreme attractions like roller coasters and many others which are worth visiting. Don't miss it, it's the main park in Disney. The second Disney park we think is the coolest is EPCOT. It's a park more designed for adults, at least it's what they say. But we think children might also have fun there. It's a lovely park, divided into 2 parts. One part only for radical attractions and space simulators, like a rocket simulator and even a parachute flight simulator. The attractions here are a bit more interactive. There's a high-speed driving simulator, the test track, it's nice. And on the other side of the park, all around the lake, is a world thematic area. So how does it work? They made tiny little thematic worlds for you to visit. Each one has a different attraction, resembling Norway, Canada, Mexico, the USA, Japan, France, and each of these countries, or mini countries, has thematic restaurants, thematic food shops with thematic souvenirs, so it's a very wonderful and lovely park to visit. The third Disney park is the Hollywood Studios. It's a very cool park that tells the history of cinema and Walt Disney, and some nice rides make it unique, like the Amusement roller coaster, one of the best coasters in Orlando. It's cool. There's the famous Tower of Terror, one elevator that plummets from a tower in a cruised hotel. Cruised hotel? Cursed hotel. In a cursed hotel. And there is another cool area, the Toy Story Land. They recently made this exclusive area with the Slinky roller coaster, Woody and Buzz attractions. It's nice. It was premiered not so long ago and suddenly dragged everyone's attention. There's also an exclusive area for Star Wars with parades, shows with the characters, movie attractions, souvenir shops, everything for the fans of the saga. It's worth the time. I risk saying that for the Star Wars geeks, this park should be the top of the list. And there's plenty of other lovely attractions in this park, like the Little Mermaid musical and many other shows for children. The Beauty and the Beast musical is very beautiful too. Also, this park has Fantasmic, another firework and light show at the end of the day. It's amazing. The fourth Disney theme park we think is fantastic, especially for those with children, is Animal Kingdom. It's a safari park themed around animals, so part of it is a safari. One attraction is a car to go inside to see all the beasts. There are the characters all themed from this animal world, this safari world. There is a Lion King show. It's a beautiful musical, the enormous tree of life reason in the middle of the park, and everything happens circling it. The areas are all spread around this tree that reigns in the core of the park. Pictures here are beautiful, the place is awesome, especially with the lighting show at night. There's Everest, an incredible roller coaster, one of the biggest on Disney for those who like adrenaline. There is a part of the park focused on dinosaurs. It's designed especially for children. They have a lot of fun there. And the new Avatars area called Pandora. It's incredible and it's one of the most popular rides at Disney World. There are two rides. In one you go in a boat by a very calm and beautiful brook through into Pandora's forest, which is all colorful. And the other one is a flight of passage, where you fly on the back of a banshee, one of Avatar's creatures. It's simply awesome. It's 4D, a great technological project. It's the Animal Kingdom's most visited attraction, so plan it well to get to know this area because it's worthwhile and totally unique. In addition to these four theme parks, which are the most popular ones, there are two aquatic parks. They are Blizzard Beach. This one is, of course, themed on a snowstorm, so it looks like you're on North Pole. A deep blizzard seems to have covered everything, but the waters ironically are not cold. They are all scalding hot because of the summer in Florida and the water heating. So it's just the theme, but it's filled with water slides and all its attractions are related to buoys, slides, toboggans. It's totally designed for families, especially for children, but also for those who seek a little adventure. And the other is Typhoon Lagoon, which is also themed over climatic events, in this case obviously a typhoon, even though the attractions are very similar to Blizzard Beach, only the theme changes. And these are the 6 Disney World parks you need to visit in your trip to Orlando. A cool thing about Disney parks is that they have several systems that you need to know before you go. It helps you a lot on your trip, like the Disney app for you to book a restaurant, see the maps, the times of the lines, and everything you can imagine. The Fast Pass is an app for you to enter the attractions without taking the line. You schedule your time and enter, skipping the line through another entrance. It saves a lot of time. The Photo Pass allows you to save pictures taken by Disney photographers with the characters and the park's landscapes. So there are several things that Disney has to offer. We even made a video here of all Disney tips for you to enjoy and make the most of it. Take a look later because it's worth it. Now let's talk about the Universal parks. Universal has 2 theme parks and 1 aquatic park. Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and Volcano Bay. These 3 are very close to each other. Studios and Islands even share the entrance in the same place. They are connected. Everything is very nearby. At Universal Studios you will find simulators from almost all the Universal's famous movies. So there will be the Shrek 4D simulator, the Minions, the Fast and Furious simulator is really cool, the Transformers is another awesome one. The Simpsons simulator makes you feel like you're in a roller coaster inside the animation. It's amazing. There's Springfield, a village like the Simpsons town. You can have a beer at Moe's Bar, which is such an experience for who knows a cartoon. It's worth it. It has an attraction of the Men in Black, and there's a roller coaster that is one of our favorites, the ROCKIT. This one is fantastic, it's truly radical and it's unique because before you go in the cart, you can choose the song you want to listen during the ride. Our tip is to try it at night because then the lights in the park are amazing. Another park at Universal is the Islands of Adventure, and its main theme is superheroes. So it has a Spider-Man simulator, the Hulk roller coaster, which is the most extreme in Orlando. It's insane. This one you should really try. There are some other attractions themed around superheroes. There's a King Kong simulator that's also a cool ride. It has an exclusive area for children, so they end up having a lot of fun in this park. And in Islands of Adventure, there's a part of the wizarding world of Harry Potter known as the Hogsmeade Village. It's where the Hogwarts Castle is, a fantastic ride with the Harry Potter 4D simulator, one of the best technological attractions in Orlando. It has 2 roller coasters, one for children and another for adults, but everything's a replica of the trilogy, like the Butterbeer, the Wand Store, the Candy Store, the 3 Broom Restaurant, so for the Harry Potter fans it's an incredible ride. In there you'll find the Hogwarts Express train that you can catch to go to the other park, the Universal Studios, as we've just said, because there is also an exclusively themed Harry Potter area, the Diagon Alley. They perfectly recreated it in there with the Gringotts Bank where the characters keep their money, and there's a fantastic simulator inside. This area of Universal Studios is lovely. There's even that dragon set on top of the tower, and every 10 minutes it spits real fire making a loud noise. It's insane. So there are these 2 Harry Potter areas, each in one park, connected by the Hogwarts Express. But now back to Islands of Adventure, our current topic. It has this beautiful Harry Potter area, and up there stays the Hogwarts Castle, where at night you'll see a wonderful light show. It's all thematic with music, and it happens a few times a day. So take a look at the schedules. It's unforgettable, especially for the Harry Potter fans. And the third park in Universal is Volcano Bay, a more recent park. It was built a few years ago, and it's fantastic. It's another aquatic park as the previous ones, not much of a difference, just that it's themed on a huge volcano in the middle of the park, which is even an attraction, a water slide. So it's a park worth visiting if you have a few more days, especially when in summer. Aquatic parks are usually cheaper, so it's worth it if you have one free day. You buy a package for all 3 parks instead of only 2. You pay much cheaper for it. Difference is tiny because of the combo, so it ends up being worth it. It's cheaper, so you'll have a refreshing, lighter day without all those lines and the rush of the theme parks. One important thing to have in mind if you're visiting Orlando and want to go to the parks, they're not cheap, okay? Parks are expensive, tickets are not cheap, and you gotta go to them. You can't be there and not go to the parks. So there's plenty of nice tips for you not to waste money and save a lot. Tip number 1 is don't buy your tickets in Orlando or on American websites because you pay your country taxes plus the American fees. The exchange rate in credit cards ends up much higher, and in the end, costs will be much higher. You pay much more. We recommend you try to buy them in your country. If you find some officially accredited tour operators, they'll serve you in your local language with better prices, so you should buy beforehand to save a lot. I'll leave the links in the video description for you if you want to take a look. For example, we hired one company operator for our last trips because they had the best price of all. It was just unbeatable. We ended up making a partnership with them for our readers, so if you click the link you'll see their website and all their sales options on screen. You should take a look so you have an insight of the kinds of services and features you can get. I mean, besides saving a lot, some operators can even give you things like gadgets and travel kits, things that can be useful for you in the USA. What I'm saying is you can do more than just save it. Now let's talk about the 4 parks in SeaWorld. SeaWorld also has 4 parks very close to each other. They're located in the same area. The main one is called SeaWorld, the park that everyone knows because of Shamu from the famous whale show. So there you'll see some marine animals, but lately they've been investing heavily in roller coasters. They've become more an extreme attraction park. They have 3 of the most extreme roller coasters in Orlando, so it's perfect for those who like adrenaline. They also have Busch Gardens, which is not actually in Orlando, it's in Tampa, 1 hour away from Orlando. But if you rent a car for your trip, which is one of our recommendations if you're going to Orlando, and you don't have to worry about the cost. We've made a video with several tips on how to save a lot on car rental using excellent price comparators that search for prices in all companies and show you the best prices of all. We'll leave the link down below. You should rent a car when you go to Orlando. So Busch Gardens is in Tampa and it's focused on roller coasters mixed with animal life. It has something like a safari, so it's different from SeaWorld, focused on aquatic and terrestrial animals. It's a safari for you to go for the ride, for children to see the animals, and for adults who like excitement, the biggest roller coasters in the world. It's an awesome extreme park, so if you like adrenaline, you're really gonna like this one. The third park of SeaWorld is AQUATICA, an aquatic park like the others we've already mentioned. There's not much of a difference. And there's Discovery Cove too. Now this one is a different park. It's kinda exclusive, only a few people go there on their first trip. They usually leave it for the second, third time in Orlando because it's a different experience. It pictures the relationship with nature. It's a natural park focused on sea life, so you can experience diving with stingrays and other kinds of fish. It's a nice view, though it's a little more expensive. And it has a limit of visitors per day. Around 1,000 people can visit this park in one day, but it's one of the most beautiful parks we've ever known. And beyond all of these parks, these three main complexes we've just shown to you here, there is also the Legoland Florida, which is also an hour from Orlando. It's in another town, but it has two incredible parks. The Lego Hotel, if you want to stay there to spend the night, is just lovely. And there is a Lego Park, which is full of, obviously, Lego buildings and pieces. And of course, they have rides and simulators. It's very cool for families, especially with children. We often see them having real fun there. Our baby daughter simply flipped when we visited Legoland. It was one of her favorite parks, so for children it's perfect. And they have their aquatic park, so it's two parks in the same complex, so these are two other parks for the list of parks in Orlando. Some parks are smaller and far less visited, like the GATOR, a park themed on alligators, where they have shows of people riding on these animals, feeding them. And as Orlando is in the middle of a great swamp, there's Everglades, the largest natural park. It's right next door and also full of these reptiles. We were never there, so we don't have an opinion about it. There's also Holy Land, a Christian park focused on Jesus Christ and all of Christianism history and the Gospels. People say they have beautiful shows. We've never been there either, but some friends of ours have. They said it's amazing, so if you like it, if it's an interesting subject for you, it's a different, very cool park. There's Fun Spot America. We visited it only once and for us it was okay, but not like the other parks at all. Only if you really have one day left over. It's a much cheaper park, and that's why it's different. It's not majestic like the others. It's a more traditional amusement park, and it is not expensive. It has its amuses, but it's not worthy visiting this one instead of any of the others. And the last one in our list... Jeez, I almost passed. And the last on our list is a complex named Icon Park. In fact, it's not one amusement park at all, but it's a complex that has many attractions. It's quite new, and lately it's received many novelties. It's a fun place, a little cheaper than the other parks, and you don't need the whole day to get to know it. 4 or 5 hours are enough to have a lot of fun there. Their hotspot is the Orlando Eye, a Ferris wheel. I think it's the second largest in the world. It's a very cool ride. And inside the complex you'll find Madame Tussauds, that famous wax museum known for the wax figures of celebrities. They really look alive and they're great for pictures. There's a lovely aquarium, it's beautiful with incredible fish. Small children love it. And there are also other attractions they are always implementing there, so you buy the ticket for any of those attractions or all of them together. You choose the combo you want. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tips. 19 parks, it's a lot of parks, so think about which one you like the best, which the people who are with you want to visit the most. It's worth doing a little research on the parks and plan your trip correctly, because it's very good. Tripping to Orlando is just unforgettable. Parks are a part of it. You can't leave Orlando without visiting at least a couple of them. I hope you liked this video. If you did, click the like button, subscribe here on our channel, and follow us on our social networks. We're always traveling the world. Orlando is our favorite destination, so whenever it's possible, we're over there, showing everything in a very cool, open way, the traveling tips, and also sharing our routine with our baby girl. And don't forget to watch the video on how to save a lot in Orlando. It's a complete video we made with all the tips for you to save a lot in your trip. You're going to save in car rental, travel insurance, cell phone chip, tickets, parks, shopping, in everything you're going to do in your stay, and you can really save money. So I'm going to leave the video here along with the playlist with all the Orlando videos for you to organize yourself and learn what you need to learn so you can travel enjoying the most of your time in Orlando. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice trip.